Shri Rama Rama Rameti, Shri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Ramanama Varanani, Ramanama Varanani.
Namaste, my name is Balaji Ganesh, and it's a great pleasure to see all of you over here. I see people ranging from 3 months of age to 70 years or more. So, yeah, we won't go there. But it's such a wonderful feeling to have you all here, and I would like to personally welcome you all, one and all, for this Ramalila that's being depicted, that's being enacted by the children of the Naperville Aurora Balagokulam. Now I know most of you may be new here and may not know about the Naperville Aurora Balagokulam. So let me say a few words about the Balagokulam. Gokulam, most of you know, is the place where Sri Krishna was known to play. And Bala means children. So the Balagokulam is a place where all the children gather together and play like just like Sri Krishna did. And there is a lot of emphasis in the Balagokulam about the development of these children physically by doing yogasans, mentally by playing different mental games, as well as spiritually, where we teach them stories from the scriptures. And there is a lot of emphasis also given on personality development, where we offer a stage like this, where the children can learn the Ramayan, enact it, understand it, and also feel confident about who they are as Hindus. So how do we do all this? We meet weekly once. It's usually on a Sunday afternoon. We meet between 4 and 5:30 at the Yola Community Center. We do the Surya Namaskars, we play games, we have storytelling, they do plays like this. And although we are unique, we are not alone. There are more than 142 such Balagokulams or Shakas all around the United States. And thousands of little children like you go to these Balagokulams. Again, it's not only for children, for the yuvas or the youth, and even for older people like me. There are a lot of activities that are conducted. We have the pranayama and yoga session, we have youth camps, we have plenty of opportunities for everybody to do what they like to do and develop, as I said, physically, mentally and spiritually. So it would be great for those who have not been to the Balagokulam to come down to the Balagokulam. I'm sure most of you may have received those flyers. If you have not, please do collect it from us and do drop it at the Balagokulam and see how everything goes. Now, the Ramayan is one such act, or it's one of the greatest epics that we have as Hindus, and these children are going to enact it for you. The person who's going to take us through the different stages, or the Sutradhar, is Pragya Maheshwari, and I want to hand over the microphone to her and ask her to take it from here onwards.
So let's get started. This is the story of Rama, an ideal son, an ideal man, an ideal husband, as well as an ideal king. He is known to be an influencing role model in the Hindu religion. So, let us tell you his story, where we act it out in the form of Ramalila. Long, long ago, there lived King Dasharatha of Koshala. He lived with his 3 wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi, and their 4 sons, Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughna. The people of Koshala were content and prosperous, as King Dasharatha was a just king. Let me take you to his court, in his capital city of Ayodhya. In this scene, King Dasharatha is sitting happily on his throne, being surrounded by his courtiers and their Guru Vashisht.
Rama
of the kingdom report that all is well in the kingdom. The people are happy and are full of joy.
The harvest was very good this year. The farmers are very happy.
I'm very pleased to hear that.
The training was also excellent this year.
Great, great.
Maharaj Ki Jai! Maharaj Ki Vishwamitra has arrived at the palace gates. Raja, may you prosper.
To what do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
We are performing a yajna and Narada and some demons are disturbing us. I want to take Rama and Lakshman with me to help her take the sacred fire.
Rama and Lakshman are nearby. I will go with my full army and protect the enemy.
In that case, I'll go back alone. Okay, Vishwamitra is intelligent and knowledgeable. He will not let any harm come to your sons. Let them go.
Very well, you can have them.
Prince Ram and Prince Lakshman are entering the fort.
We will be glad to send you, O holy Vishwamitra.
Everybody seems to be happy. It seems like nothing can go wrong with what's going on in Ayodhya.
Oh, just wait and watch.
Oh boy. Now that's keeping me a little worried. But there are a few important features of this play. I was wondering whether you noticed this, Pragya. The first thing was, the most powerful man in that court was who?
King Dashrath.
King Dashrath. That's a good answer because he was the king of Ayodhya. So he was the wealthiest, he was the most powerful, he was the strongest of them. But yet, when Muni Vishwamitra walked into the courtyard, you see Maharaj Dashrath rush to Muni Vishwamitra and bow down to him. So even though he was the mightiest, he bowed and respected the wisdom that Muni Vishwamitra brought to his kingdom.
Another lesson that can be taken from the Ramayan is Guru Shishya Parampara. The King Dashrath, he was very,
He was listening to Muni Vashishta.
yeah, and he accepted the advice of his Guru Vashish without any questions or comments or anything. In fact, he was relieved when he heard his Guru Vashish tell him that Ram and Lakshman can only benefit from being under the guidance of Guru Vishwamitra.
These are extremely important points, and there are many such subtleties which the Ramayan provides for us all to learn. In the Hindu culture, we always keep the Guru equal to God. And it's in that regard that we at the Shaka are celebrating the Guru Vandana Karikram. So, for those who are not aware, the Guru Vandana program is it's a program where we invite our teachers and showcase our talents, honor and revere them. Pragya, have you invited your teachers so far?
Yes, I've actually invited a couple of them.
Wonderful. I hope everybody else has also done that. Now, any child over here has the right to invite his teacher. We have the forms here. All you have to do is to take those forms and give it to your teachers and make sure that you get the RSVP back to us. So these are just some of the instances where the Guru Parampara, the features are highlighted. And
There's a lot many lessons that can be learned also, not just these ones.
absolutely. Where are you going to take us next from your program?
Well, just wait and watch. So now, we will leave King Dashrath's court and follow Ram and Lakshman as they set out with Sadhu Vishwamitra. One might ask, why Vishwamitra chose 16-year-old boys over mighty Dashrath's army. After all, his army is more powerful and will serve a better purpose. But Vishwamitra insisted on taking Rama and Lakshman with him. As you all may know, his anger was very powerful, and anyone who went against him could be cursed. Therefore, the teachings and experience that Rama and Lakshman are going to get with Vishwamitra is going to be an important lesson for their future, as who knows what lies ahead for the two princes.
Which will assist you to overcome the powers of being ruled by demons. Om Shri Shri Om Om Shri Shri Om 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 Shri Rayana.
Sequence with all that shooting and fighting, and it seems like the combined might of Rama and Lakshman, along with the knowledge that Muni Vishwamitra had imparted to them, helped in defeating the evil designs of the Rakshasas who had come to put out the holy fire.
Yeah, and also, what did we learn? We learned that good students make good warriors, but not that all of us are going to become warriors, right? But basically, that if we pay attention in our classes now, who knows, that might help us in the future.
That's right, Priya. But you know, I have a little difference of opinion. I have two boys. They are in school. I don't know what students they are, but they're already great warriors. The other thing, there are a few other important things that I was thinking about. Now, Muni Vishwamitra knew the mantras. After all, he was the one who taught it to Rama and Lakshman. If that was the case, then why did not Muni Vishwamitra use the mantras to defeat the demons himself?
Good question, you know. Well, Vishwamitra is a Muni, and it isn't the duty of a Muni to fight. It is the king's job to protect the people of his kingdom. And that's why Ram and Lakshman were sent to fight off the demons. However, as a Muni, Vishwamitra's duty was to teach. And that's why he passed down his powerful mantras to Ram and Lakshman.
Makes some great points, Pragya. Thanks for that. And this talks about teamwork. This is how we reciprocate each other. So if we all have some strengths and some weaknesses. But if we can make up for someone else's weakness using our strength, and they can make up for our weakness by using their strengths, then we make a great team.
See, that's what teamwork is all about, right?
And that's what we also learn in the Shaka, don't we?
Yes.
The kind of games that we play also has to do with teamwork. And do you play this kind of games, Pragya?
Yeah, at Shaka, definitely.
So,
and also at school, you know.
And also at school. See, that's something that you can take all over. I mean, teamwork is something that's going to help you in any field. And those are some of the lessons that we can learn from the Ramayana. But Pragya is going to tell us.
I have something for you right here.
You have something for me?
Yes.
That's great. Okay.
So, continuing with our story, Vishwamitra was very pleased with Ram and Lakshman as the demons had been killed and the yajna had been performed successfully. He told them that he would take them to the kingdom of Mithila. where King Janak ruled. He had a daughter named Sita, for whom he had organized a swayamvar. Actually, Sita wasn't born to King Janak. He had found her in a wooden box when he was plowing in his field. Since she was found on the field, he decided to name her Sita. The name Sita means furrow, and she's also the goddess of harvest. When Sita was young, she used to play with a huge bow. It was called the Shiv Dhanush, because it was the bow of Lord Shiva. It was so heavy that no one could lift it. Yet, Sita carried it and played with it as a young child. Soon, Sita was a grown girl and had reached a suitable age for marriage. King Janak wanted to make sure that her groom was a perfect match for her, so he declared a condition for winning Sita's hand in marriage. The king, or prince, who could lift and string the Shiv Dhanush could marry Sita. So, the three set out and traveled a few days to reach Naperville. Now, let me take you to the court of King Janak, where many kings and princes are present from different kingdoms to win Sita's hand in marriage.
Rishi Vishwamitra, Princess Ram and Lakshman of Ayodhya are entering the court of King Janak.
Namaskar, Maharishi. Ayushman Baba. Welcome, please be seated. O strong warriors, the one who strings the Shiv Dhanush will win my daughter's hand in marriage.
Let the competitions begin. Prince of Magad. I can do it. Prince of Vidar.
Let's see, I'll do it.
You lost. Prince of Gandhar. I can do it. Prince of Manipur.
What's wrong with you guys? Just look at me.
Prince of Ayodhya.
funny. The take-home messages. Well, for me, what I learned from that scene was that if you're arrogant, that's not make you a winner. Quite often, I mean, if you look at that scene, if you look at the courtyard, all the princes who had assembled there to win Sita's hand were all mighty warriors. They were all extremely brave. But there was a level of arrogance in them which made them disrespect the task in front of them. They thought that they were bigger than what they had to do. Once you do that, that's the first step to failure.
So did you also realize that Sri Ram first bowed to Vishwamitra, sought his blessings, and then paid respect to Shiva's bow before striking it? This tells us that while we can still be strong, we shouldn't get carried away, right?
Absolutely right. In fact, that's exactly the Guru Parampara that we're talking about. These things are getting really exciting. Why do you take us next?
Well, just wait and watch. So, after the Swayamvar, King Janak sent a messenger to Ayodhya to deliver the good news. King Dasharatha was thrilled on hearing of Ram's victory at the Swayamvar, as well as his engagement to Sita. He, along with the 3 queens, traveled to Mithila. Lakshman got married to Sita's sister Urmila. Bharat and Shatrughna were married to the nieces of King Janak. Thus, all 4 brothers were married on the same day with a grand celebration. Years passed, and King Dasharatha realized he was growing old. All his sons were already married. He wanted to make Ram Yuvraj, or crown prince. So one day, he went to Guru Vashisht and expressed this desire. The Guru welcomed this suggestion. King Dasharatha then consulted his ministers, and even they approved of his decision. King Dasharatha wanted to do the ceremony immediately, as the present time was determined to be very auspicious. When the people of Ayodhya came to know that Ram would be their next king, they were beyond joyful. They liked Ram very much. It so happened that Bharat and Shatrughna were not in Ayodhya when this decision was made. They were at their maternal grandparents' kingdom. This next scene is in the palace of
What is it, Bhadra? What is all the commotion about?
Have you heard the horrible news yet?
What news?
Ram is being made crown prince of Ayodhya.
Oh, that is wonderful news. Have a necklace as your price for bringing me the news.
This is not a good news for you. You are greatly mistaken.
Why?
Once Ram is king, he will not treat you and Bharat well. And he may even banish you from the kingdom.
Oh, Mantra, what should I do?
Oh my lady, do you remember those 2 boons King Dasharatha gave you for saving his life? I say use those boons now.
What should those 2 boons be?
1, Bharat to be made crown prince. And 2, Ram goes to the forest for 14 years.
Wow, that mantra is really evil. This was supposed to be such a happy occasion, and she's trying to ruin it for everyone. I'm sure there are no good lessons to learn from this scene.
Well, there are lessons that you can learn from both good and from bad. In fact, maybe there are more lessons to learn from something bad that happens than from something good, because quite often when there's something good, we don't care to learn our lessons from it. It's only when something goes wrong that we learn lessons from our mistakes. But it's true, mantra is extremely evil, and I do agree with you.
Yeah, but what I'm still wondering is how Queen Gege fell for Mantra's words, you know?
Yeah, it's a long story. It's believed that Mantra and Kaikeyi had a very long association, and Mantra was actually instrumental in bringing up Kaikeyi. Interestingly, in that scene, when Mantra first goes and conveys the news of the coronation of Sri Ram to Kaikeyi, she's so happy with it. She in fact rewards her with the necklace. But it takes Mantra and all the cunning and conniving to convince her.
Yeah, so you're saying that it's important to have a strong resolve and not allow false messages to ruin us?
Absolutely. When we believe in something, we must be resolved to stick by it. If you look at what happened here, Kaikeyi is a well-cultured woman. She's an extremely intelligent woman, but she's not worldly wise. In the sense, she knows that she can do something with a very temporary benefit. She is not in a position to see the long-term consequences of her action. And it's this that causes her to fall for the words of Mantra. So Kaikeyi is portrayed as a wonderful queen in Valmiki's Ramayana. She's not only beautiful, but she loves her children. She loves all of her 4 sons, just like she loves her own blood son, which is Bharat. But she falls for the words of Mantra, who manages to drive this wedge to make her believe that something wrong is going to happen to her.
If Bharat becomes king.
If something wrong would happen if Sri Ram becomes king. And it's only the coronation of Bharat that can make her successful. So this is the kind of fear that people might try to instill in you, or in anybody for that matter. And as long as our resolve is strong, as long as we truly believe in something and we stand by it, we should be okay.
Absolutely.
So where are you taking us from here? I really want to know if Kaikeyi actually falls for Mantra's words.
No, you'll have to wait and see, you know?
You keep taking this story.
I can't ruin it for everybody now, can I? Well, the rest, as they say, is history. King Dasharatha had no choice but to grant the boons he had promised Kaikeyi a long time ago. Let me tell you the story of how Queen Kaikeyi got her boons. Long, long ago, an Asur called Shambhala had challenged the Devtas in a battle. On that occasion, Maharaj Dasharatha went to the gods to help them. Maharani Kaikeyi had accompanied him to the battle. Unfortunately, during the battle, the wheel of Dasharatha's chariot broke. He was also very badly wounded by Shambhala. Kaikeyi had supported the chariot with her bare hands, displaying great courage. She took Dasharatha to safety, and that enabled the Devtas to defeat and slay Shambhala. After Dasharatha had gained consciousness, he was extremely pleased with Kaikeyi as she had saved him and helped him to become victorious. He had insisted on giving her 2 boons, and they could be whatever she asked for. As the king could not take his words back, he had to banish Ram to the forest for 14 years and enthrone Bharat. Lakshman and Sita wanted to accompany Ram in their 14 years of Vanvas. King Dasharatha's heart was heavy, and soon this calamity took over his life. He passed away a couple of days after their departure. Bharat, who had gone to meet his maternal grandparents, came back to an Ayodhya full of sorrow and rage towards him. He tried to remedy the situation and get Ram back, but duty-bound Ram refuses. He promises to return after 14 years. Once Ram, Lakshman, and Sita reach Panchvati, they make a little hut in the forest and start eating fruits and berries. However, luck did not favor them. Mighty demon Shubhankha sees Ram and decides that she wants to marry this handsome prince. When Ram turns down her proposal, she gets furious and rushes to hurt Sita. But before she can do any harm, Lakshman cuts her nose off. The crying Shurpankhar runs to Ravan and pleads him to avenge her. The proud Ravan plots a plan where he decides to capture Sita and teach Ram and Lakshman a lesson for harming his dear sister.
The deer does not seem real. It may be a demon trick.
I really like it.
Sita has not had anything nice for such a long time. Let me at least get her the deer. Lakshman, please take care of Sita while I'm gone. Hey Lakshman! Hey Sita! Help! Help!
Lakshman, go help your brother. He's calling for you. Go, go.
But he told me to protect you.
He needs your help now. Go, go.
I will do as you command. I'm going to draw a circle around the hut. Please don't cross the and you will be safe. Diksha, my dear. I'll have to make Sita cross the line.